among the last pictures taken before the fall of Singapore.
The fall of Singapore to the Japanese in February 1942 heralded a period of great concern for Australia and the Allied forces. With the concurrent invasion of the Philippines, Australia found itself home to many troops and equipment of Allied nations who had fallen back from the advancing Japanese army. One such ally, the Dutch East Indies, now modern-day Indonesia, repositioned a great deal of equipment to Australia to prevent it falling into Japanese hands. This equipment happened to include a flight of 17 Brewster Buffalo fighter aircraft. These aircraft found themselves being transferred into Royal Australian Air Force service. One of these aircraft, tail number 304, met its fate when it crashed into Mt Stanley in Victoria on the 1st of July 1942, killing its pilot. This is the story of my adventure to find the wreckage.
Paddling jacks, driving on the tracks, and so much more. Come along with all things outdoors.
G'day folks, welcome back to another episode of All Things Outdoors. Today we're starting off here at the Murrumbidgee Lookout and we're going to head into the Stanley State Forest again for a camp tonight. And then tomorrow morning we are going to go hit up another aircraft crash site which is up on Mt Stanley. Now I'll tell you a little bit about this aircraft, but we'll learn a bit more when we get up there tomorrow. But it was a US Army Air Corps aircraft that crashed up there back in the 1940s during the Second World War, which was piloted by a US serviceman. So very difficult crash site to find. I've had to do a lot of research to find the coordinates, so hopefully we can find the aircraft up there tomorrow, because I believe there is a bit of debris left up there. Well, you don't have a camp just down here tonight, only another couple hundred metres down the road here, and have a nice relaxing night out. And tonight I've actually got wifey coming along with me, so it'd be nice to have some company along this time. Thanks to Mum for looking after the kids. Well, while this setting's beautiful to sit here and contemplate the world going by, I think it's time that we head on down to camp and get set up. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
Alright, let's go. Along the track here that there's these bollards all the way along, so probably not supposed to be in this bit with the vehicle, but there was a nice little track that led us in here, so I think we'll be alright. Well, now that camp's set up, there's only one more thing to do. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. What happened?
Mine isn't open.
Oh, yours is a
I don't know. No, I don't think they are.
Oh, what an anticlimax.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'll get the bottle opener.
So while I was farting around with cameras, Louise went over and looked at the notice board to actually figure out what this place is historically known for. What did you say it was? The Clarks?
The Clarks family used to live here.
So it was actually like a homestead site originally. When's this back during gold mining days?
1800s to 1900s.
Yeah, gold mining time.
And
so
then post World War II, it was used as a migrant camp.
A migrant camp.
And workers came and went from here to help construct the roads in the area.
Okay, so it would have been full of Greeks and Italians and those sorts of people that frequent this area. But yeah, really nice spot. This is where we actually come to get firewood during the firewood season, just along this track here as well. So that's how we found out about this site. So anyway, cheers everyone.
Cheers.
So I was recently contacted by another outdoor gear company. This time it's a company called Unigear. And they said, oh, can we send you a bunch of products for you to use on your channel and in your videos and for you to review for us? So I said, sure, send me whatever you want. And what they did was they sent me a this little titanium mug, but it can also double as like a little cooking container, like a saucepan. So it's got the little lid on top. It's about 450 mils, and it's a titanium mug. So yeah, you can definitely cook on it, and it's not going to damage the mug. But super lightweight. I reckon this would be really good on my kayaking trips, where you can just bring the one little container or mug or whatever. You can cook in it, you can make a coffee in it, drink out of it. You know, it's a jack of all trades sort of thing. So I really think this will be something that I'll use quite regularly, so I'm really liking that. Now another thing they sent me, and I've never ever considered these before, are trekking poles. So these are collapsible trekking poles, like they collapse up like a tent pole. And I'm like, I've never ever considered using them because I don't really know much about them, to be honest. But I thought, considering we are going to do some hiking tomorrow up into some steep terrain, I thought, well, what better time to actually try them out? That's how they go together. Fully adjustable. Oops. I'll learn how to set these up a bit better. So just like that. So you can see it's fully adjustable here. It's got height markings on there. To be honest, I don't know for my height what height I should be setting up the trekking pole, but I guess you just set it up and then go with whatever's comfortable. But from what I've learned about trekking poles is that they're really good for, like, you know, going uphill and spreading the load on through both your arms and your legs to be able to take the strain off your legs a little bit. So it should be interesting to see how these go tomorrow when we're hiking up some steep terrain. I don't know how well they will go in the terrain that we're going through because it's quite scrubby, so they might actually be more of a hindrance or anything, but we'll definitely try them out. So yeah, if you want to go and check out Unigear, and I've got a couple other bits of equipment that they sent me as well that I'm going to have a look at and review and use on other videos as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for those on subsequent videos on the channel. So for dinner tonight we're keeping it a bit simple. I've gone and got some Scotch fillet steaks from the supermarket. Meat at the moment is super expensive. This is $25 for 2 Scotch fillets, but it'll be worth it because it's a really good cut. One of these continental creamy bacon carbonara pasta sauces and a bit of salad. So nothing like the panko crumb tacos, fish tacos that I had a couple of weeks ago, but should be just as nice. So this is your first time using the new kitchen setup. What do you reckon?
Oh, it's pretty good. No complaints so far.
What do you reckon about the amount of bench space?
No, that's always good. You know, with any good kitchen, you want plenty of bench space, plenty of prep space.
So the way I've got it set up is with the cutting board here, so you can do all your prep work here, and like all of your utensils and things that you use for cooking, you can sit up on the shelf behind the cooker there. And also, you know, you can pull out the fridge here and have easy access while you're cooking. So I'm really pleased with how it's worked out so far.
It also comes with a built-in seat, so you can sit down while you're on the tray.
Seal of approval from the wife. So we also had these people pull up on the other side of the campsite, and we thought we'd have the place to ourselves. Well, then we figured it out. At the moment with the lockdown, the COVID restrictions, you can't have any visitors to your home. So we figured these people are in multiple cars that have just rocked up before have come to hang out with each other, which they can legally do because you can have gatherings up to 10 people in public. So then we realised that's a really good idea to go and hang out with your mates, come out camping with them. I did do well with those stage. That looks beautiful.
These are little suckers. Right, you turn that off. Best bit about this, you don't have to feed kids in between a mouthful.
If you're watching this, Nanny, you're a legend.
We thank you kindly.
Oh, not a bad camp meal at all. It's a little bit dark though, got shadows on the food.
I was thinking about setting up a light.
Rightio, it's 8:30, we're all buttoned up, we've got the diesel heater going, so we're going to go and jump in the tent and soak up the heat in there. I've just snuffed the fire out, so we'll see you inside. Alrighty, about 9 o'clock, time to turn the diesel heater off, lights out, peace out, see you in the morning. folks, well, we've just driven from our campsite up to the side of Mt Stanley. We're about to start hiking up to find the crash site of a Brewster Buffalo single-seat fighter aircraft from the 1940s. So this aircraft was in Australia during the Second World War. It was actually originally a Dutch East Indies aircraft, but when the Japanese started invading countries through the South Pacific, it actually got taken back by the US Army Air Corps, which is the precursor to the US Air Force. And then when it came and crashed here, it was piloted by a US pilot. So I'll give you a bit of details about the pilot and the circumstance of the crash when we get up to the site. But we've got a couple of 100 meters worth of hiking up a quite steep angle here, so it's going to be tough. But I've got the unigear trekking poles, so I'm going to try them out up this steep slope and see how they go. So wish us luck. Well, it depends apparently whether you're going upslope or downslope. Actually, when you're going upslope, you should have them shorter, so let's just drop them down a little bit. Oh, that's probably a good idea. Let's start the navigation, shall we, so we know where we're going. Yeah, get lost in the bush. Calculating. Oh no, I zoomed it out so I could see the whole course. Stop. Take regular breaks. I need a drink. We're only about halfway, but I can still see the car down there, so it's definitely a steep slope, this one. I reckon it's as steep, if not steeper, than the Beaufort bomber climb that I did, so the legs are burning, but we're halfway, so that was only about 10 minutes worth of walking, so we should be there in another 10 minutes if we can keep up the same pace. On the 1st of July 1942, US Army Air Corps pilot 2nd Lieutenant Henry Orous Null Jnr. was tasked to fly from RAF Base Laverton just outside of Melbourne, Victoria, to the RAF Base at Wagga Wagga, New South Wales. The aircraft he would be piloting was a Brewster F-2A Buffalo, a single-engine fighter aircraft designed for aircraft carrier-based operations. It was known by pilots as the Flying Coffin, due to being severely outmatched by the Japanese Zeros. The circumstances of how Henry and his aircraft came to crash on Mt Stanley are not known, whether due to navigation error, bad weather or engine problems. It's yet another wartime mystery that may never be solved. What we do know is that Henry died serving his country and the country of Australia, and for that we should thank him. Alrighty folks, looks like we've come across our first bit of the aircraft debris here, and it looks to be a piece of fuselage. We've got a bit of thin aluminium skin here. Now what I can see from this section that's riveted on the inside of it, it's got a bit of a V shape, and considering we're most likely at the bottom end of the crash site here, I would say that this is part of the empennage section, or even right at the base of the either the vertical or horizontal stabilizers, because they would need to be a bit more beefed up around those areas because they're quite high stress areas. So, and you can see here that we've got remnants even of the paint still on the skin of the aircraft there, so that's really interesting. So we'll keep heading up slope here and see what other parts of the aircraft we can find. There's a bit there, another bit of the skin. Cool, I'll keep an eye on it so I don't miss it. Alright, what have we got here? Well, that feels a bit thicker, this stuff. Could be, actually the way it's shaped, could even be part of a wheel well for the retractable undercarriage, or it could be, you see it's got these formers pressed into it, so I'd say it was some sort of circular type shape. Could even be part of the engine protection structure for the fuselage, because it's quite a bit thicker than the skin parts that we found before. Just remember too, while I'm walking through here, I'm going to put everything back where I found it, because as I said with the Beaufort crash site, it's basically a war grave, so we're going to be really respectful while we're here, try not to disturb anything. Alright, Louise has spotted another part just up here. We're actually seeing quite a few parts now. Have a bit of skin. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's got another bit of skin there. You can see it's torn right at that rivet line there, which gives it that pattern. You can just imagine with the force of the impact, like you can see the size of the debris that's left over. It's just absolutely decimated this aircraft. I'd say with the steep slope that he's come in at a really steep angle and just speared it in here, unfortunately. Yeah, you can see the sort of country that he's coming in. Alright, let's keep looking at some other parts. This one looks like an access panel, because it's got these Zuz fasteners here. Zuz fasteners have been around for decades and decades. You can see there, you've got these little quick disconnect little fasteners here, and it's quite a light panel, so it's obviously like an access panel for like a radio bay or some sort of servicing bay. Another piece over here, we're going to have a look at that. Ooh, okay, I reckon this is part of the engine or some sort of ducting. You can see there it's got a bit of a flange around the top there, and it's actually a different, I think it's still aluminium, but it just looks like it's a piece of ducting that's just been blown apart, because it's got a rounded shape to it, and I can see for the rest of it, it's got the little strengtheners formed into it as well. So it could either be the aft wheel well, or one of the wheel wells, or it's actually a piece of exhaust or some sort of ducting. Oh, there's a little flag up there. Someone's flagged it.
I noticed that.
Here we go. More parts of skin. Oh, this one's quite heavy. That is really heavy. Now that's either part of the wing root structure. You see how the skin's pressed together, and it's quite a bit thicker than the skin here. Yeah, my guess would be that that's actually part of the wing, and it's part of the wing root or some structural former part of that of the wing. Oh, here we go. This looks like it's part of the engine support structure. That's actually like a steel chromoly or mild steel. I'd say it's probably steel chromoly, because mild steel would have rotted away years ago, but that's actually really, really heavy. And you can see these are the attach points that the engine would have bolted onto. It's cool to find a bit of that. This one here is most definitely part of the wing structure. It's really heavy, really quite thick. It's probably where the inner and outer sections of the wing join together, because you can see there's this quite thick bulkhead here where the two sections are joining together. That's interesting, the way that metal there is rotted away on top. It almost looked like a piece of wood.
Yeah, I know it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, now this is definitely engine part. Definitely engine part, because you can see how it's been exposed to heat. Here the metal's discoloured, and it's a different a metal. I dare say that this would most definitely be part of a exhaust ducting, or definitely part of an engine. There's some ducting coming off it too, maybe for like a supercharger or something like that. It's metal, but it's a flexible ducting. If we're finding engine parts here, we're probably quite close to the front end of the wreck. Well, someone's actually flagged it here for us too, so we might be right at the top of it. You can see a definite line of debris there, but can't really see anything further out than that. So yeah, I'd say the aircraft's come down in this section here, which is interesting that we can't see more sort of stuff out wide, which would indicate where the wings were. I mean, the wings could have come off as the aircraft hit the trees on the way in, and they could be, God knows where they could be. Alrighty folks, well I think it's about time that we start the hike back down. You can see the road. I can actually hear a car at the moment going past our vehicle. It's starting to get quite windy, so we best get off the mountain, I think. Don't want a tree dropping on us, but hopefully it should be a much quicker trip downhill, but I reckon the cars will be burning, that's for sure. Now my quads are burning. Actually, let's go over here. There's an easier way to get down. Don't want to do a knee right at the last bit. Alright, we made it back down the slope. How long did it take us, Louise?
14:48.
14:48 to come down, and how long did it take us going up?
I don't know.
Probably about like 25 or something like that.
Yeah, half an hour.
It was only, in physical distance, it was probably about 150-200 metres, so way easier than the Beaufort climb, but steeper though. So I might take the opportunity to sign off here, guys, because we've got to get going to go and rescue my mum from the kids. Again, if you're watching, Mum, Shez Tilson, thanks again for looking after the kids overnight. We're coming to rescue you right now. Now, I did mention earlier that the coordinates for this crash site were quite hard to find, and I had to do a lot of research and even join a geocaching website to get the GPS location. So what I'm going to do is I'll link it in the description below, and I'll put the GPS coordinates in, so that if you want to come here, you can come and visit it. But the only thing I ask, guys, is if you do come here, be really respectful. Don't take any of the parts away with you, because we want to respect the memory of Henry and how he came to be here, because he was a serviceman and crashed in the line of duty. So just be really respectful there. Have a look at the parts, pick them up, but put them back where you found them. That's all I ask. So once again, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and look out for more adventures from all things outdoors. Thanks guys, see you later. Say bye, Fred.
See ya.